As we welcome January 2026, Old Man Winter is making a dramatic entrance with a relentless blast of Arctic air. This isn't your average cold snap. Temperatures will plunge far below normal across much of the country, especially in the central and eastern US. The polar air mass is surging straight from the Arctic, setting the stage for a month defined by deep freeze and hazardous conditions. Even the south will feel the chill, with frost and freezes reaching areas unaccustomed to such cold. This pattern threatens everything from daily commutes to agriculture, so preparation is key. As you pack away holiday decorations, get out your heaviest winter gear. This is a cold to take seriously. The message is clear. January is starting with a winter event that demands respect and attention. Check on neighbors, winterize your home, and brace for a classic American deep freeze. The Arctic air mass will first slam into the northern plains and upper Midwest, bringing with it a relentless wave of frigid temperatures and biting winds. This region, already accustomed to harsh winters, will be among the first to feel the full force of this powerful cold front. States like North Dakota and Minnesota are bracing for temperatures that will plunge well below zero, with wind chills making it feel even colder. Residents will wake up to mornings where the air stings exposed skin, and frost forms instantly on windows and windshields. Major cities from Chicago to Cleveland will not be spared. These urban centers, home to millions, will experience single-digit lows, and the cold will seep into every corner, from high-rise apartments to bustling downtown streets. Rapid temperature drops could catch many off guard, turning a mild afternoon into a dangerously cold evening in just a matter of hours. Commuters and travelers will need to be especially cautious as roads and sidewalks quickly become icy and treacherous. St. Louis, for example, recently saw a jaw-dropping 63-degree drop in temperature within a single day, a dramatic reminder of how quickly conditions can change. Such extremes are not just rare, they can be dangerous for anyone caught unprepared, and similar wild swings are possible again as this Arctic blast pushes southward, threatening to shatter records and challenge even the most winter-hardened residents. The cold wave won't stop in the Midwest. It will surge east, gripping the Northeast and East Coast with below-average temperatures and dangerously cold mornings. Cities like New York and Boston will see their own share of icy winds and frosty sunrises as the chill settles in for days. Even the Gulf Coast and Central Florida, places more familiar with warmth, could see rare frost and freeze warnings. Farmers will scramble to protect vulnerable crops, and daily routines will be upended as communities brace for a cold snap that's almost unheard of this far south. This widespread cold is driven by a dramatic dip in the jet stream, which acts like a highway for polar air, allowing it to surge deep into the US. The polar vortex, usually locked far to the north, is now spilling southward, bringing its icy grip to millions. The result: millions will face a sudden, severe chill, stretching from the northern plains all the way to the Gulf Coast. People everywhere will be bundling up, scraping ice from windshields, and adjusting to a winter reality that feels more like the Arctic than the American heartland. The interconnectedness of our weather is on full display as Arctic air travels thousands of miles south, transforming landscapes and daily life across the country. From snowdrifts in the north to unexpected frost in the south, the reach of this cold wave is truly remarkable. Prepare for a deep freeze that will test even the hardiest Americans. Communities will need to look out for one another, as the cold can be especially dangerous for the elderly, children, and those without adequate shelter. The jet stream's southward plunge is the key to this extraordinary cold, and as it continues, the nation will be reminded of just how powerful and far-reaching our planet's weather systems can be. As a powerful surge of Arctic air barrels southward, it collides with the relatively warmer waters of the Great Lakes, setting the stage for a dramatic winter event. This collision will unleash intense lake-effect snow, with Michigan and upstate New York bracing for some of the heaviest accumulations seen in recent years. Neighborhoods could be transformed overnight as snow piles up rapidly. In some areas, persistent snow bands could dump an astonishing 4 to 5 feet of snow, creating blizzard-like whiteout conditions that make travel not just difficult, but nearly impossible for hours or even days. Major highways like I-81 and I-75 are expected to be hit especially hard. Sudden snow squalls can transform clear roads into treacherous blizzard conditions within just a few miles, catching drivers off guard and leading to dangerous situations. The Northeast isn't spared either. Maine, in particular, is forecast to receive up to 8 inches of snow. enough to disrupt travel, close schools, and bring daily routines to a standstill for many communities. Across New England and the interior Northeast, gusty winds will whip the falling snow into drifts, reducing visibility and making roads slick and hazardous. Power outages are possible as heavy wet snow weighs down trees and power lines. The intensity and highly localized nature of these storms mean that conditions can change in an instant. Drivers may go from clear skies to blinding snow in minutes, while residents must be ready for sudden, dangerous weather shifts. For road crews, the relentless snowfall will be a monumental challenge. Plows and salt trucks will work around the clock, but keeping up with the accumulation may prove nearly impossible in the hardest-hit areas. Residents will need to dig out repeatedly, and for many, this could mean shoveling several times a day just to keep up. For those in the path, be ready for major disruptions and the possibility of record-breaking snowfall totals. This is classic winter at its fiercest, nature reminding us of its power. Prepare now, stay safe, and keep an eye on changing conditions as this historic storm unfolds. The polar vortex is a vast, swirling mass of intensely cold air that sits high above the Arctic, circling the North Pole like a giant icy crown. This powerful system is a natural part of our planet's weather engine, and it plays a crucial role in shaping winter conditions across the Northern Hemisphere. Normally, the polar vortex is held in place by fierce, high-speed winds that act like a barrier, keeping the coldest air locked up far to the north. But sometimes, a dramatic event called sudden stratospheric warming occurs. Temperatures in the upper atmosphere can spike by 50 degrees Fahrenheit in just a few days. This sudden warming disrupts the polar vortex, causing it to weaken, wobble, and even split apart, sending frigid lobes of Arctic air plunging southward into regions that are usually much milder. This January, meteorologists are closely watching the skies, as a major stratospheric warming event is forecast for the middle of the month. If the forecast holds true, it could unleash a wave of extreme cold, with temperatures dropping far below normal and wind chills reaching dangerous levels. The first blast of Arctic air may arrive suddenly, catching many off guard. But that's just the opening act. The real story could be the prolonged chill that follows, days or even weeks of relentless cold, snow, and ice gripping entire regions. As the polar vortex continues to weaken, its icy grip can extend even further, allowing repeated surges of Arctic air to sweep across North America. This means that not only will the cold reach deep into the United States, but it could also linger, making for a winter that feels endless. A second, possibly harsher cold wave could follow, bringing more snow, ice, and hazardous conditions. Think of the polar vortex as the Arctic's gatekeeper, a swirling wall that usually keeps the coldest air locked away. But when that wall breaks down, the cold escapes, flooding south and transforming the weather for millions. This mid-January disruption could lock in below-average temperatures for weeks, affecting everything from travel to energy use and daily routines. The polar vortex's unpredictable behavior will be the key driver of our winter weather, making it essential to stay informed and prepared. So, get ready for a month where the cold just won't quit. Layer up, check forecasts, and take winter seriously. January 2026 could go down in history for its relentless, punishing chill, a true test of endurance for everyone in its path. After the initial Arctic blast, a short-lived warm-up is expected in the second week of January. Some areas may briefly climb above freezing, offering a quick respite from the deep freeze. But don't be fooled, this thaw is only a pause before winter returns with even greater force. Melting snow and ice could refreeze quickly, creating new hazards on roads and sidewalks. Weather models agree, a more stable, colder pattern will lock in by mid-month, driven by the polar vortex disruption. Expect a 1-2 punch, first the early cold, then a brief break, followed by a longer, harsher freeze. The second half of January will likely be colder and more persistent than the first. Winter's grip is far from over. Prepare for the long haul. Early winter was shaped by La Niña, bringing cold and snow to the north and warmth to the south. But as January progresses, La Niña's influence will weaken, making way for other forces, especially the polar vortex. This transition means more unpredictable and variable weather patterns. The south may not stay warm and dry, and the storm track in the north could shift unexpectedly. As La Niña fades, the Arctic's influence grows, setting the stage for a colder, stormier second half of winter. Forecasters are confident that the polar vortex will overpower any lingering La Niña effects. The focus now shifts to the Arctic, where the real winter story is unfolding. January's weather will vary dramatically by region. The East Coast starts frigid, gets a brief thaw, then plunges back into cold as the polar vortex disrupts mid-month. The Northeast and Mid-Atlantic should brace for a colder than normal month with frequent snow threats. The West Coast, meanwhile, will dodge the deep freeze on starting near average and turning warmer later in the month. Southern California faces heavy rain and possible flooding early on. The south-central U.S. will be the warmest and driest, with Texas and Oklahoma enjoying above-average temperatures. The Midwest, however, will be the epicenter of cold and snow, enduring the brunt of both Arctic blasts. Persistent below-zero readings and heavy lake-effect snow will define the region. This January, the heartland will truly earn its winter stripes. Severe winter weather will make travel hazardous across much of the country. Rapid freeze-ups can turn wet roads into sheets of black ice in minutes, especially in the Midwest and Appalachians. Heavy snow and whiteout conditions will close highways and make driving treacherous. Even without snow, bitter cold can cause vehicle breakdowns and life-threatening situations. Air travel will be disrupted by de-icing delays, slippery runways, and widespread cancellations, especially in the Midwest and Northeast. If you're traveling, build in extra time and check conditions frequently. The weather isn't just inconvenient, it can be dangerous. Stay informed, plan ahead, and keep emergency supplies in your car. This is a month to be cautious and prepared on the road and in the air. January 2026 will be a month of classic extreme winter for much of the US. It starts with a brutal Arctic punch, followed by a brief thaw, then a likely return to even harsher cold as the polar vortex weakens. The Midwest and Northeast will face the worst, while the south-central states stay mild and the West warms up. Southern California should watch for early flooding. Prepare your home, car, and family for winter's challenges. Check heating, stock emergency kits, and look out for neighbors. The jet stream's wild ride will create a tale of two winters across the country. Stay informed and ready. Preparation is your best defense. With vigilance and planning, we can weather whatever January brings.